Alright, hello everybody, Zaxtorian. I want to go ahead and show you guys another update to Era of Survival here. A single player, well no, a single developer rather, survival game that he has made multiplayer where you can play online with your friends since he launched it in February. It's a game that I've been pretty hard on, and I want to go ahead and say, bravo to the developer for continuing to work on this game so hard since he released it back in February, almost 4 months ago. He's put out 12 major updates to the game. If you come down here and you look, there are updates right here. Yeah. So 12 major devlogs or updates to the game. If you scroll through them, you see he's added, his recent one is temperature, new sound effects, fences, health recovery, press Q for a quick heal, etc. Back in the end of May, he put in new sound effects, fixed stairs, just fixing a lot of stuff, adding a lot of stuff to the game. Banded, drag and drop. So he's put a lot of stuff into this game. And I just want to go ahead and, let's get an update because I haven't made a video or played this game since the end of March. And I want to go ahead and take a look at Era of Survival. This is probably my third or fourth video I've done on this game since he launched it. I want to, I wish more YouTubers would give small indie developers like this guy, more attention because it seems like everybody just wants to play the big AAA games and nobody wants to shine a light on some of these smaller indie developers that are obviously putting a lot of work and time into these indie games that they're making. And as we see from the launcher, we have up here, you can go into your multiplayer settings. There you do have the ability to turn on and off. I'm not going to show you the multiplayer settings because it's going to show you my IP address, but you do have the ability to set the number of wolves, the number of chickens in a world. If you want to skip the daytime, things like that, how quickly you want your days to go by if you set up a multiplayer game. As you see, my server is already running. Don't do the thing that I did and click start server when your server is already running, or the game will start spamming a ton of error messages at you, and you'll have to close Steam to stop it. So you just want to come up right here and click the launch game. I did that by mistake because his launch game, I think, used to be down here, but now it's up here. So click that, it will launch the game. You'll get this Unity launcher here. You'll see this is version 0.4G. We're just going to go ahead and launch. So once you launch the game, guys, you'll come up with a screen like this. It'll show you a cool looking building or base that you can build. We got some chickens over here. We have the in-game controls, which are pretty much the same as they've always been, I do believe. To equip items, you move them down to your hotbar, etc. And you can exit or play. So we're going to go ahead and play. Here we have an official server. So it looks like the developer has an official West Coast server. My ping's only around 43. But if I click on that, I've already tried this, guys, it won't work. So I don't know what's going on with the Play Official server that's not working. But for whatever reason, it does not work. Go to a manual server. This would be like if you wanted to join your friend's server that plays the game or whatever, you can join their IP address. We're just going to go ahead and play offline. Now that sound effect that you guys hear, that is a... If you guys might be familiar with that if you ever played Legacy Rust. Rust had a sound effect just like that when you first logged in. Now, a lot of those old assets and sound effects and everything from Legacy Rust have been made public domain. And that's why you're hearing it here in Era of Survival. Yeah, he took that old login sound there. So I don't really understand this, like why it comes up. I've already hit play and now I have to hit play again. A little bit weird. And we log into the game here, guys, in a random spot in the world. This world is not that big, unless he's made it bigger in one of his updates since I've played this game at the end of March. But he has made the world look a lot bigger. The rock wall you see off in the distance, that is the edge of your map. So the most distant rocks that are just like huge rocks. That was his fix to keep people from jumping off the edge of the world, which was something I showcased in one of my first videos of the game. Now, another thing he did is it looks like in his last update, he made wolves chase you forever. And it looks like we're going to get a... Yep. Didn't even see it because it was up on the hill. So evidently he made wolves chase you forever, and we're going to start off by running from a wolf. How exciting. So he made wolves chase you forever. Eventually they're supposed to get tired of chasing you, and then they'll go back. One of his new updates is they supposedly go back to the area they spawn in. So they have like a homeland. And well, he's chasing me forever. I remember these wolves didn't used to chase you very long at all, and they'd give up. But now it looks like he's made him chase you forever. And obviously I'm not going to fight him because I have no weapons or way to fight him right now. And the bad thing is, I think... sounds like the wolf's in front of me, but... yeah, his sound effects are not good. It sounds like the wolf's in front of me, but it's actually behind me. Oh my gosh. They don't give up now, do they? Still coming. Well, it's a good way to look at the clouds. The clouds look a little bit different, I think. We have some... what is this? Eggplants, okay. And that wolf is still coming. So it shows up there on the top right. For safety, you need to build a home. Get chickens, lettuce. So this looks exactly like my eggplant. So it's just like it's the same asset, but it's different resources, if you would. Is this wolf going to be able to get to me on this rock? Looks like he can't. Watch him just pop right up here. Yeah, that's a problem right there. If we're just seeing the wolf run in one spot, that's an issue there, Mr. Developer. You might want to fix that. So as I just move on the rock, it confuses the wolf. Looks like he's not going to go away, though. Yeah, he's not going to give up. He's just going to continue to run in one spot here. So, in this kind of a situation to the developer, you might want to put in some code to detect if the wolf is like in running animation or chasing the player. You might want to put in some code to see if he's actually moving and changing position. And if he's not, you might want to turn the animation off. That way he just sits in one spot and it doesn't look like such an idiot. Like, you can still have him sit in one spot. Also, why do we have wolves? I saw you call this thing a wolf in your, your updates, but he's barking like a dog. Like, why is he barking like a dog? This has been a problem since the game first came out. If he's a wolf, he should be growling. We should hear a growl sound. So maybe search up, wolf growls and replace the sound, because I'm tired of hearing this stupid-ass dog sound for a wolf. It makes no sense. I mean, what are you going to do next? Add a, you're going to add a panther to the game or a tiger and make it meow like a kitten? Meow, meow, meow. I mean, that wouldn't be any sillier than what you have here. You have a wolf barking like a dog. It's dumb. You need to replace that. That's an easy fix. I guarantee you there are wolf growl sounds online that you can get for free. I'm just saying. So we got a 25.1 degrees Celsius. I guess that's pretty warm. Come on, man. Quit chasing me. Okay, so these wolves chase you way too long. I've been running here for like nearly 10 minutes, I feel like. Yeah, and it's still chasing me. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't even have a weapon. I don't even have a weapon, and I start off logging in. So what if you log in right by a wolf? And again, the sound effects are terrible. Like, the wolf sounds like it's barking at me from in front of me, but it's actually behind me. I think it's finally gone. Yeah, the wolves chase you way too long. Like, I understand you want to add challenge and a threat to the game, but that's not challenging or a threat. That's just freaking annoying. I'm obviously not going to fight him because I'll die. And we can get berries from this thing. So again, to the developer, I've asked you this before in previous videos. Like, get a different guy. This character you have, if you're not going to change the animations, you need to get a different character with better animations, because I'm tired of every time I pick up some logs or a plant or whatever, I make a grunt sound and I make a stupid animation. You'll see it right here. Watch my character. I guess the animation isn't that bad, but why not turn off the grunt? Because it sounds like I'm getting injured. So maybe that's all you need to do. Okay, so here comes your new rain. I saw that rain was a new feature that you've added. So now we got spinach. So we got the same asset giving me different resources. Spinach and lettuce, and then one of them was whatever, Brussels sprouts or whatever the hell the first one was. I guess this is going to be something... Eggplants, yeah, that was the first one. So now we're getting more eggplants. So we have hunger and thirst down here. I need to find some water. So there's our eggplants. We'll eat it. That does some pretty good to our health. It also gives us a little bit of moisture, so that's cool. Alright. Alright, so now I'm taking... yeah, you see that I'm cold. The snowflake there shows you that I'm too cold. So essentially I've logged in. So if you log in, right when you log in, and you log in right by a wolf, or you log in and it's raining, it looks like you're going to die within just a matter of seconds, because look at my health. It's going way down. That's not cool, developer. Like, your player doesn't even have any time to do anything, and you've got them freezing to death within, you know, literally minutes or seconds. So I spent 8 minutes running from a wolf, and then it starts raining and getting cold, and now I'm going to die from cold exposure. That is the kind of stuff that will frustrate a player and piss a player off and cause a player to refund the game. Especially when you're playing offline. Like, you should have checks in place that prevent players from, you know, from experiencing this kind of frustration. This isn't fair. This isn't fun. It's annoying. Yeah, but I'm going to die here. And there we go. So you died, and then it gives you a tip. You can build a bed. Right. Okay, so wait a minute. What is going on? I need to click here to respawn. I get that. And I understand it's really cold. But why did I die a second? Why am I dying over and over again? What in the freaking hell is going on here? Like, why do I continue to die over and over again? Look at this. Like, I'm just dying over and over again while I'm waiting to respawn. Developer, this is another simple check. Like, why would you have a game on Steam right now that people pay money for with this kind of a bug, this kind of an unexcusable bug at this point? It's a simple check. If you're on the death screen, if you have a respawn button in the game, it needs to stop checking to see if I'm dying of cold. It needs to stop checking to see if I'm dying to a wolf. It needs to stop checking to see... I shouldn't be in the game, period. You shouldn't have any checks for death going on when you're waiting to respawn. That is... There's no excuse for your game having this problem at this point in the game. The game came out almost 4 months ago, and I don't care if you're adding new stuff to the game. This is inexcusable. You should be embarrassed by this. You realize people can buy your game right now, and this is the kind of frustration they're going to experience. So we have to sit here and wait until our temperature goes up before we can respawn, because if we don't, we're just going to get cold and die again. So that's why I'm waiting, but I shouldn't be seeing that my character's just dying over and over and over again, making a huge pile of corpses. This is just nonsense and absolutely silly. I don't know how cold 6.3 degrees Celsius is. Why do we not have an option to change this to Fahrenheit? I'm just saying there's a lot of people that aren't really familiar with Celsius, even though I understand you're the developer and you're familiar with it. What about the other half of the world that is only familiar with Fahrenheit? So that should be an option somewhere. I've already looked for that option, guys. It's not in the game. So again, that's something really simple the developer could add to the game that would give the player a better experience. A lot of sunflowers that I can't pick. Yeah, I'm taking damage from the rain now. You can see the Celsius going down. And you can see, you can hear me grunting. You guys can hear that. You can hear me grunting. Let me turn the sounds up a little bit. So I'm going to die just because I'm so cold. Looks like. So that's a new threat. We didn't have the threat of getting cold and dying before. And I don't know that that's a good thing, because I feel like I didn't have enough time to do anything. before dying. I mean, a challenge is always good, but sometimes these challenges like this can be a little bit frustrating. Because now I'm going to respawn and it's still going to be negative 7 degrees, I feel like, or something. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's still super cold. And see, that's not a good thing. When you're respawning and you're in, I'm already half dead from the cold. So I feel like, to the developer, I feel like you need to make sure that the player has a couple of days after they spawn, especially when they're playing an offline game by themselves. I can understand this if this was a multiplayer server, but if a character's playing an offline game, you need to make sure they're not dying of cold as soon as they log in. So it's raining really hard now, I get that, or hailing or whatever. And I can't get water because I don't have a cup. And I died again. So there's a lot of problems with this game still. I can't recommend this game, guys, even at $7.99. You know, I keep hoping that I can play this game and change my negative review to a positive review. So I see this developer's putting in a ton of work. I see he's putting in a lot of major updates and trying to improve the game. But while he's trying to improve the game and trying to, you know, make the graphics better and all that, which he's doing, he's not paying attention to the fundamental thing he should be paying attention to. And again, I go back to ask this to the developer. You need to make sure the game, when you're playing it, now I'm just dying over and over again. There's all kinds of dead bodies here. It's like, I'm not clicking respawn. You can see I have several dead bodies here. It's like I keep dying over and over again while I'm waiting to respawn. Yeah, see there? So that's obviously a bug. So yes, I understand your game's going to have bugs. So this game's been out for, what, 4 months now? And in a lot of ways, the game's getting worse and worse. Yes, you can't run and jump off the side of the map again. But it's like this, more of the stuff you're adding, like this cold, you know, threat. The threat of cold is buggy as hell right now. So I want to go ahead and ask the developer to stop adding shit, right? Seriously. Stop fucking adding shit to your goddamn game, developer. Stop. Because you're not making the game better. You're making it worse. This isn't fun. You need to go back, stop what you're doing, stop adding shit. I know I've asked you to add like spiders and stuff like that. Don't even do that. Keep what you got right now and fix all the bugs. Fix this problem right here. Make it so that if a player is playing offline, he's not freezing to death and dying 15 seconds after he logs in. You've got to keep one fundamental thing at the forefront of your game. You're selling a game on Steam right now for money. And people are buying this game, and this is what they're logging into. And you probably wonder why you're getting negative reviews and why you're getting refunds, right? Fix what you have right now. Don't add another goddamn thing. Not another plant, not another enemy, not another house that you can build, not another fucking rock. Stop adding shit and fix the game. Fix what you have right now, and then once you fix all these bugs, don't add shit. Make the game fun. Make sure that a player that buys your game can go in and have fun and not be super frustrated due to this kind of shit right here, right? So this just is maddening, right? So let's go ahead and respawn now that the temperature is not negative. So do you think that a game where you log in, to the developer, do you think a game, somebody going and spending $8 on this game and then logging in and they die of cold within 15 seconds after they log in, and then they just sit there drinking their coffee or their tea or whatever, and they watch their guy die over and over and over 100 times, you know, do you think that is any fun for your player, right? So here's what I'm talking about. I have 2 dead bodies right there, and then I don't know, like, this is just maddening, right? So at least now we're up to 15.2 degrees. Maybe we won't die of cold within the next 30 seconds. But you got to fix this stuff to the developer. Quit adding shit and fix what you got. And then work on making the game fun. Because if the game isn't fun, people are going to write negative reviews and they're going to refund your game. This is the kind of shit. I'm glad I died there because this is what I'm talking about. This is where I sat here and died 100 times. While I was dead, I died 100 times while I was waiting to respawn. Right? So this kind of shit here is maddening. Right? And then why is all this stuff? So here we go. So I can sit here and do this, and look at this, guys. I can get all this wood and mushrooms and rocks. Like, how can you have a game out for this long? Oh, it didn't have it there. I was going to say, if I had resources in every backpack, that would be bad. But no. Yeah, there it is. So this is what I'm talking about. How can you have a game out this long, and you have... This is a major issue. When I'm able to loot myself from dying. See, this is what's silly, guys. Look at all this easy loot I'm getting. I mean, it doesn't bother me because I can try building a house now or whatever. But this is just silly. Massive, massive bugs. And this is what I'm talking to the developer. This is why I'm saying you need to quit adding shit. And I don't know why. It's like it's mirroring. These backpacks are mirroring my backpack. Like, what kind of a major issues is this? Like, it's like I open a backpack and it has a random chance of mirroring my inventory. What the hell is that? Like, that's just like being lazy as a developer. If you seriously have code in your code that if you open up one of your own backpacks, it just has a random chance to mirror everything in your current backpack. See what I'm saying? It's mirroring everything here. 200. This is unacceptable, and this isn't even a bug. Guys, I'm enough of a developer and enough at coding that I can see what this developer's done. He's just made it so that if you open up a backpack of yourself, the game doesn't remember what contents were in your backpack when you died. Instead, what he's done is he's just said, you know what, I'm not going to have the game remember what contents were in your backpack when you died, because none of these backpacks should have anything in them. So instead, what he's done is he's went in there and said, oh, let's give it like a 30% chance of when you open a backpack, it'll just mirror everything in your current backpack. That is extremely lazy coding. How are you going to code a game that you're going to sell on Steam? Developer, I want to like your game. I want to support you. But this right here, seeing this bug right here, infuriates me. This is infuriating. This, quite frankly, pisses me off. Like, this is, if you were making a game to put up on, Game Jolt or itch.io.com or something like that for free, sure, do this kind of code. But this is some of the laziest, most incompetent code and mechanics in a game that I've ever seen. I don't know that I've ever seen worse game mechanics and lazy coding than what I'm looking at right here. This, quite frankly, pisses me off. To the developer, I want to like you. I want to support you. I'm trying to support you by making multiple, videos covering your game. But quite frankly, right here, you've just completely undone everything. Like, I'm pissed seeing this. And like I said, I don't believe this is just a bug in your code. This isn't you simply putting a comment instead of a period or something like that. This is you intentionally trying to find the laziest, easiest way to make looting your own inventory work. So you don't want to remember, you don't want to actually store in variables what contents were in your backpack. You don't want to do that. That's too many lines of code. That's too much effort. Instead, what you do is you say, again, like I say, you just give it a random chance that it's just going to mirror everything in your current pack. And this is why you see the problem you have. Obviously, the reason we're seeing all this inventory is because you had me die over and over and over again when I was already dead. That's why there's so many backpacks right here. And this is why I say you need to quit fucking adding shit to your goddamn game and fix these bugs. Because this is infuriating. This isn't fun. This is why you have negative reviews. This is why I can't give you a positive review. And this is why your game still fucking sucks. This is why your game is not getting better. It's in fact getting worse. Stop the bullshit. Fix your problems. I can't play this anymore, guys. This game, I honestly, I want to be completely honest and open. I saw effort the first time I played this game. I wanted to like this developer. I saw that, you know, the second or third time he put in the different trees, the different rock formations, and, you know, he prevented you from jumping off the edge of the world. And I saw that he was putting effort and time into the game. And I really wanted to support this indie developer because I know firsthand what it's like to put your own game out on Steam the first time. And I can only imagine what it's like to get so many negative reviews initially after you make a game like this. So I really wanted to show this developer support. I really was hoping that at one point I could log into this game and turn my negative review around from this game into a positive review. But seeing the kinds of bugs that I've seen playing tonight, I'm infuriated. This game is not getting better. This game is getting worse. Not only that, the developer is not listening to my feedback. I've given him a lot of feedback, and for the most part, he is just not listening to the ideas, the suggestions, and the things that I'm trying to help him with and trying to tell him that would make the game better. I mean, just simple little things, right? He's just failing to listen. And I can't do it anymore. I can't continue to make games on this game. So this will be my last... This is my last video. This is my last attempt to try to help this developer. This developer is insisting on continuing to make this game worse and worse and worse. So there you go. I can't help him anymore. I'm not going to expose these bugs anymore. So good luck to you, developer. At some point, you just gotta, you know, you just gotta see that this developer doesn't want to listen. This developer doesn't want to make his game better. He just wants to continue to act like he's making the game better by adding more and more shit. But in the process, he's adding more and more bugs and problems to the game. And it's getting worse. And it's like he doesn't care. So, I don't know. I want to help the guy. I want to help the guy help himself. But this developer he doesn't seem to care. I don't know. It's sad. I've tried and hoped that I could help him, you know, make a better game and turn my initial negative review into a positive review. That's what I ultimately wanted. I didn't want to log in here and get upset today. I was hoping I could log in and have a good time and have a good experience for the most part and maybe change my negative review to a positive. But this is kind of sad. It really is. Good luck to the developer. Good luck to you, man. I hope you can turn it around, but yeah. I'm done. I'm done with Arab Survival. And then you add in this ridiculous temperature system as well, which is buggy and it's infuriating as well. I mean, players are going to log into this and die in 15 seconds because of cold. And you expect your players to have fun with shit like this. It's just maddening. And again, just to show you guys, in case you guys missed it or in case you guys were skipping through my video here, we'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And this is how I died 100 times here. I didn't actually die 100 times. What happened is I died once. And then I just sat there, I was talking or something for a few minutes while I just waited to respawn. And while I was waiting to respawn, I died over and over and over and over again while I was waiting to respawn. And this is the kind of stuff... Dude, I just died twice right there. You just saw 2 bodies fall. And this developer doesn't care about fixing this kind of shit. See there, I just died again. I'm just waiting to respawn, and you'll see me die over and over and over again. The developer doesn't seem like he cares about this kind of shit, because this kind of problem has been in since the game first launched. He doesn't care. He's not fixing these major problems. I've asked him 100 times to pick a different character model, because this character model looks ridiculous, right? This character model is absolute shit. And this developer is just not fixing the major problems of the game. And he just wants to add more and more shit, like this temperature thing. And he's not fixing the problems. So, I'm done. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure you comment down below. Let me know if you guys agree with my frustration at this particular developer and at this particular game. To the developer, I mean, honestly, I would just drop this game. Fucking take it off Steam, because you're never going to make... I don't think you're ever going to make any real money at this game. Anybody who buys this shit is just going to refund it. I highly doubt that you're making much money on this game. You know? My honest feedback to the developer is move on to something simpler, something that you can actually make a good game. Quit trying to make a badass Rust your first game, and move on to something simpler, something that you could actually complete and not spend so much time on. Because honestly, I can't even imagine how much time you're spending on this game. You're probably wasting your time, and the game's continuing to get worse. At some point, you just gotta chalk it up as a loss and move on to your next project. And that's probably what I'd recommend as a developer at this point. I mean, he's free to do whatever he wants. Ultimately, I mean, it's his life and his time, but I think you're wasting your time putting more effort and time into this game because, like I said, I think you're just making it worse and worse the more you try. Sad to see. Sad to say and sad to see. Again, thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.